Long ago, Isa Alaihissalam walked with his disciples through a small village. The day was hot and the people of the town were busy in the marketplace, some selling food, some haggling over prices, and others just watching the commotion. As they walked, Isa Alaihissalam noticed a very poor woman sitting by the side of the road. Her clothes were old and patched, and in her hand she held a small basket with only 2 pieces of bread inside. She looked tired, but her face was filled with peace. Isa Alaihissalam stopped and asked gently, "O woman, what do you eat?" The poor woman smiled and said, "I eat this bread, and I praise Allah for it. Alhamdulillah, He has never left me hungry." His disciples looked at one another in surprise. To them, her life seemed full of hardship, yet she spoke with gratitude as if she were rich. Isa Alaihissalam then asked, "And what do you wear?" She looked at her patched dress and said, "This is enough to cover me, and I thank Allah for clothing me when many may have nothing." Again, the disciples were amazed. They had expected her to complain about her poverty, but she only spoke of gratitude.
Finally, Isa Alaihissalam asked, "And where do you sleep?" The woman raised her eyes to the sky and answered, "I sleep under the mercy of my Lord. The earth is my bed, the sky is my roof, and the stars are my lamp. When I close my eyes, I know Allah is watching over me. What more do I need?" Isa Alaihissalam turned to his disciples and said, "Learn from this woman. She owns little in this world, yet her heart is richer than kings. True wealth is not in gold or silver, but in a heart that trusts Allah completely." The disciples lowered their heads, ashamed of how often they desired more than they needed. Then Isa Alaihissalam spoke again, "The faith of this poor woman is greater than the treasures of this world.
Whoever is content with what Allah provides, he is the richest of all people." The poor woman smiled, held her bread close, and said softly, "My Lord is enough for me, and what a good protector He is." Isa Alaihissalam raised his hands in dua and prayed for her, and the people who watched were moved to tears. From that day on, the disciples remembered this lesson, that faith, gratitude, and contentment bring more joy than any wealth of the world. Moral of the story: the true wealth of a believer is not in possessions but in the heart that trusts Allah.